Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to another Chili Mountain video. This week, we're sitting down with Ultralisk HOTS again. We're talking about Kerrigan this week. So if you want to learn about Kerrigan, this is the video for you. One thing that's important to mention is HeroesCCL sponsored this video. Big shout out to HeroesCCL. It's the biggest HOTS league there is. It's officially licensed by Blizzard. If you guys want to see the very best Heroes of the Storm players in the world compete every week, check out twitch.tv/HeroesHearth. And besides that, let's jump into this Kerrigan video. Ultralisk, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Nice, awesome. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. What kind of, if people want to learn Kerrigan, what kind of build should they start with? I guess we could start with level 1. What kind of level 1 talents would you think?
I almost always go Fury of the Swarm, the auto attack talent. It gives you a lot of wave clear actually, which is kind of your main focus in early games since you don't really have that much damage.
Okay.
Like you're basically trying to stall out for early game because you scale very well actually, and like compared to level 1 and like level 16, there's like a huge gap of damage, or like that builds up with the levels.
Okay. So Kerrigan late game is just doing a ton more.
Yeah.
Would you say this is an auto pick at level 1? Do you ever consider the others?
It's absolutely mandatory again, I think.
Okay.
Because it just helps you so much with the wave clear.
Gotcha.
And that's important also because you then can stack your level 4 faster, the Q, which you will mostly be farming on minions, not so much on heroes, because as I said, you want to mostly avoid fighting too much in the early game because you don't do that much damage yet. You can drop by, or like come to your team to drop by for a combo every now and then, but yeah, you don't really have the damage yet in early game, so it's better to focus on stacking.
Is this something you ever deviate from or nah?
I mostly stick with my builds. There's a variation on 16, which we talk later about, I guess.
But these 1 through 13, it's pretty much auto picks.
Yeah. It's always the same.
Okay.
And on 7, you always go Boundless Fury, the second Q talent, because it gives you so much mobility and damage.
Wow.
As well. Like damage for Kerrigan is also sustain in a way, because you get shields. Gives you a lot of mobility as well. Like you can jump from hero to hero, and obviously since you get 1 free charge, it also does more damage, and in the end also more burst done. And also because you have the level 4, like the stacking talent, your Q does more damage every time. So the more Qs you have, it's even more damage done.
What about 10?
On 10, I always pick Ultralisk.
Ultralisk goes Ultralisk.
Because of my name, but rather because of the stun combo you can do. And it's rather unpredictable. It's not as obvious as your combo, since the animation for it is much shorter. And you can combo off your own Ultralisk. Like you press R on someone. Against heroes that have an escape, like Tracer or Genji, or even Maiev, which can do your combo. This is very helpful, because if you open up with this, they mightn't see it coming, and since they're stunned for 0.5 seconds, you can combo from that stun and then one-shot them with your damage that you get later on.
Okay, so late game, like, if you hit this, like, without any setup, you can just one-shot them pretty much?
You one-shot mostly anyone, even some tanks.
Wow.
Even without the help of your team.
Alright, that's pretty disgusting.
And on 13, I mostly go Chrysalises. I have no clue how to...
Maybe Chrysalis? Chrysalis, I think.
Chrysalis, okay, yeah. It's like a better ice block, kind of, in a way. I mean, it does die, but you do restore some health as well, which is very helpful. And like it removes slow, poison, whatever. It's just very, very good. Like it can save you a lot of times if you like go in and like you can even try to use it, try to outplay someone. For example, if you play like against an ETC and you Q on someone next to him, press your Chrysalises then, and then you do the Ultralisk combo on the ETC, which already used his lights to go in to basically kill him then.
Just like one
Off of
shot.
that. Yeah, you can bait with it as well, as I said.
Okay. I never thought of it as like a playmaking talent, but I guess when you say that, that makes sense. What do you think for 16?
So in 16, I tend to vary my build sometimes. It's pretty much about uptime here, because the W and the ult, like the spell power that you get from the ult, is it competes very much with each other, and the talents are like neck on neck.
Oh.
Or like they're very like they kind of do the same thing, but like the one has a better uptime while the other one has a bit more damage.
Okay.
But, so the deciding factor here is how long and how often are the team fights gonna be. For example, if you only have like very few team fights and you always will have your ult up, then obviously the ult spell power, Unbridled Energy, is better. Also, if you like absolutely need to one-shot someone, then you should probably also go that, because it is more damage than the W.
Okay.
While if you know that you have more frequent fights, and also if you don't need to do much on your own, like if you can just follow up on your stun, on your like the stuns from your tank, then the W is better because it has better uptime. You don't need your ult for that talent to get value, whilst the Unbridled Energy only gets value when you have your ult. That is kind of the deciding factor in that.
Gotcha. So you think through the team fights and just pick the one that makes the most sense?
Yeah.
20. What do you think for 20?
For 20, I always go Blink, because it gives you utility. Like if you fuck up your engage, you need to blink out. It gives you additional safety. You can also use it aggressive to blink in. Like it gives Kerrigan more reach, like kind of like Q does. Just you don't need someone in range to get there, to get like close to someone. It's like the gap closer, like Q. But as I said, you basically don't need anyone to be your gap closer. You can do it on your own with the blink. Try to get a combo on a backliner, for example, that you would normally not reach, maybe, or like blink over wall in that sense.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. What do you think in terms of picking Kerrigan, like with allies or against enemies? Like what do you look for comp-wise when you're picking Kerrigan?
So ideally you have an offlaner with a stun, a support with a stun, and a tank with a stun, and a damage dealer that does consistent damage or burst damage. Both can be fine. And there are some heroes that you absolutely don't want to play against as Kerrigan, because they prevent the one-shot, and basically that takes away your whole playmaking potential. And,
is it like Medivh, Uther? Is there other ones?
Yeah, Medivh, Uther. Anduin can be troublesome because he can just pull the people out of your combo, and then you don't have cooldowns for a big portion of the fight.
Falstad, Tyrael?
Falstad does that with the Gazlowe, yeah. And Tyrael with the Sanct if he gets it off. And what is also problematic is Lucio, because because you are melee, and every time you go in, you are kind of in, and you don't have that much besides Chrysalises and Blink. So if you go in and don't get anything, you are dead if your team can't help you. So Lucio can help chasing Kerrigan in that sense, while he also brings a cleanse, which can be the saving tool from the Kerrigan combo.
Gotcha.
Because if you like cleanse the initial stuns, then she can't really follow up on it, and she ends up using her cooldowns but doesn't get anything. She does very much depend on her cooldowns. Like she doesn't do much outside of her cooldowns.
So there's like a pretty decent list of counters. Would you say this is something you'd want to last pick and pick very carefully?
Most of the time, yes, but For example, if your enemies already showed most of the draft and only have like last pick, let's say last pick off lane, you can go Kerrigan. It doesn't matter that much because there's not much the enemies could do on off lane.
Okay.
Counter pick you. Yeah, the only really scary part is like if the enemies can pick something like support that is good into Kerrigan, or something like Medivh, I guess. But apart from that, there's not much you need to look out for in the draft then.
What do you think about maps? Are there any maps you see where you're like, oh, this is perfect for Kerrigan?
Tomb is very good. Infernal Shrines is very good. Because you can get your stacks very fast. It's a three lane map. For example, on Infernal Shrines, she also has very good shrine clear. Because of the auto attack on the level 1, it splashes. And with the Q, you also get like resets on the minions, which makes you clear the shrine very fast, actually, if you're uncontested. There's some maps where you should almost never play Kerrigan, which is PoE. Like, she does absolutely nothing in the early game, for example. Like, you cannot clear waves, because there's only 2, and there's always a constant roll. So you will never be on your own to, like, stack or just secure the wave on your own. And you also cannot really raise, and yeah, you don't have poke either for the immortal. And then the other problem is like very big maps where you need to rotate around a lot. Like, it can work sometimes, but there's just better heroes on those maps. Like, globals are outperforming Kerrigan. Like, even if she has a great kit in that sense, like with the suns that she brings. Stuff like Falstad or Zeratul is just better on that map because it has better mobility. That stuff on stuff like Cursed Hollow. I mean, on Volskaya you can play it. It is very much draft dependent, more than on like Infernal Shrines or Tomb though. Like, if you don't have stunts playing on Volskaya, Kerrigan will be very rough, because it's like a long fight over the point rather than a short fight mostly. So since you want to like have very fast fights with Kerrigan, that's kind of the opposite of what you're trying to do. It can work though, but it's, as I said, very draft dependent. Like, it needs to be a very good Kerrigan game.
Gotcha. A little risky there. Okay, so last, I guess, any combo tips? Anything like you think would be worth mentioning to people who want to get their Kerrigan skills up, or like any tricks?
I mean, the easiest trick is to follow up on the stunts of your tank, I guess. And I mean, if you get confident, if you know what you're doing, you can flank, like try to walk outside of vision, go behind the enemies if possible, and try to get a combo on one of their backliners, like an assassin. In the best case, even the support, because you can actually one-shot people in the late game on your own, so you don't really need your team for that.
That's awesome. Okay, nice. Ultras, thanks so much for hanging out with me for a bit today. Thanks so much for the tips. I think that'll help people a ton who want to learn Kerrigan. If you guys want to learn more, you should check out Ultralisk's stream. He's one of the best flex players in the entire world. If you want to see his Kerrigan play in person, twitch.tv/ultraliskhots. I'll put the link in the description below and on the screen. Besides that, thanks a lot for watching. Drop this video a like. Definitely hit the subscribe button as well. And besides that, we'll see you guys next time with some more guides. Peace. See you later.